Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across this video where everybody's calling out MAGA because they messed up, they effed up big time, you know? And now the truth is that this is hurricane season for those that do not know, because a lot of attention is being focused in Texas. Yeah, I know, because lots of lives were lost there, and there are also other places that are tornado and all that happen, and more will eventually still happen. Or the truth is that everybody have to be on guard. Now, this administration did not just vote for this man to win; they voted for him to, occupy everything. And so far, you all can see how things are going. Like, he is cutting tax for rich people and I don't know if there is still middle class, but I feel like there is no middle class anymore. It's either you are poor or you are rich. I'm sorry. You all are crying. You all are asking for help. For those that did not help, or for those that are not speaking up, you all will say that they are not human enough, when you people were laughing at people's ordeal. You people were laughing at other people. But now it is it is not a turn by turn something. Now that you all can feel directly how other people are feeling, you are cussing other people out and telling them, asking why they are not helping you and all that. You all thought that your political allegiances were going to save you, or you will never ever be touched. But now your butts are being whooped. Let's get into this.
Real quick trigger warning, because I'm triggered, so I'm probably going to pull some triggers. But I'm a sucker for difficult conversations, and today I'm speaking directly to MAGA. I don't care what y'all say in these comments. I see you guys talking about the tragic flooding happening in the state of Texas, and I'm here to remind you, it's not just Texas. It's the tornadoes in Oklahoma and Missouri. It's the rapidly approaching hurricane season for the state of Florida. It's Asheville being left in ruins because Biden gave them FEMA relief that Trump took away. And every time I remind you guys, this is what you voted for, you want to cry. Now's not the time to talk politics. Now is exactly the time to talk politics. Because you thought your political allegiances were going to own the libtards. You just handed us an I told you so movement. Oh, but the children, there's children. The children are suffering. Think of the children because they didn't vote, but you did. You're the same people who voted to defund every child in America's education. You're the same people who voted to rip children out of the arms of their parents and be sent to concentration camps. You're the same people who bullied an 11-year-old girl by threatening to call ICE on her parents until she committed suicide. Clutching to your Second Amendment right so you can overthrow an oppressive regime while installing one, and laughing at the libtards because we begged you to think of our innocent children being shot and murdered in school, at the mall, at parades. You're the same people who sent $675,000 to Shiloh Hendricks's GoFundMe because she called a 5-year-old child, the N-word. The same people who voted to take away food and health care from the poor children in your communities. You voted away the National Weather Association and FEMA that could have prevented the casualties and compensated the loss of property. And you want to say, now's not the time to talk politics. Let's think of the children. I will not think of your children. Because when you thought of mine, you actively wished evil upon them. And I don't wish evil upon children, but I damn sure won't send help to yours when you laughed at mine for being shot at school. Or other children for losing food, or their parents, or you rejoiced at the idea of a child escaping a concentration camp to be eaten by a fucking alligator. A lot of y'all expect me to give a fuck about kids that you don't. No. If you're not thinking of how your vote affects the safety and future of your children, I'm not thinking about it. I'm trying to fix the world you ruined to save my fucking children. I expect to see every able-bodied Trump supporter out there doing search and rescue for every natural disaster that hits, sending all of their Social Security and temporary assistance for needy families to the GoFundMe to pay for funeral and home repair. That is on y'all. It's not on us. I'm not even going to send a thought or a prayer because I will not actively interrupt the wrath of God to stop your karma. He is in real time showing you that he don't fuck with y'all for using his name in vain. This isn't just what you voted for. It is undoubtedly what you deserve. You should be so thankful that you're paying for the disgusting sins of blasphemy in this life and not the fucking next, because that one is eternal. Have the fucking day you voted for.
What are we doing? For real, like, all jokes aside, what are we doing? Like, do I need to just accept that this is in fact America and it was wildly naive of me to think anything differently? Like, what are we actually doing? I don't know if y'all remember, I believe it was last year when that South Korean president wrongfully declared martial law and they impeached him shortly after. Rules and guidelines in place. You do this, there are consequences. He did that. Consequences administered, implemented, whatever, right? And then you had that AfD party in Germany that tried to win an election, lost that election, and then shortly after that, Germany declared them officially as a far-right extremist group, right? Given what they showed Germany, right? But for some reason in America, we boast these rules and regulations and guidelines to the citizens, to the country, to the world. And then when somebody literally breaks damn near all of them, I'm watching this man, this administration, gain more and more and more power. So not only does that tell me that the system I was told to take seriously is a fucking joke, but on top of that, the fact that all of this shit hasn't been shut down yet, I have to also start to ask myself, is the majority of the country the MAGA mindset? And that's why we're seeing this bullshit? Were the people that protested on June 14th, were they representing a vast minority of the country? And to me, that seems so wild to have to not only contemplate, but even accept. Like right now, they're talking about this SAVE program and they're going to put interest rates back on student loans, and they're taking away all of these illegal things that the Biden administration did in regards to their policies and procedures and shit. I don't remember the Biden administration trying to overturn a court ruling, and if they were successful, it would give the president immunity from criminal prosecution. An unbelievable luxury that the current president currently has. So the person that needs to be above criminal prosecution if they do break the law is telling you that they're doing all of these things to undo the illegal actions of the Biden administration. And then if you go towards them and say, hey, what you did is illegal, they can just turn around and say, prosecute me then. And prosecuting them is like, do you see the confusion here? Everything they tell you all about the Biden-Harris administration, he still talks about fucking Obama and Michelle for some reason, even though they haven't made a fucking major political decision in God knows how fucking long, right? When they describe these presidents and their terms, their administration, and they use terms like illegal, un-American, we're only doing this because they did something illegal, we're only doing that because they did something American, that is an extremist point of view. That is an extremist rhetoric. It's the same shit Hitler used. I didn't do all of this shit as treason or to ruin Germany. I actually did it for the good of Germany and to save Germany. And enough people bought on to that I'm going to save Germany rhetoric to where it became the fucking Holocaust. And we're seeing the same thing right now. Let me paint it out like this for you, right? I say just go round up somebody that looks to be Latino. They're not checking shit right now. They're going based off of looks alone. Profiling by definition, right? They go round somebody up, no criminal record. They just have them in this Florida detention center. That person dies for the reasons you can fucking imagine, right? And then ICE just tosses them in the swamp for the alligators to eat. What investigation? There was no paperwork on them to begin with if they were undocumented. They got taken to this brand new concentration camp that nobody really knows anything about outside of what we've seen in the fucking headlines. We know it's surrounded by alligators, and MAGA finds it funny to feed people to alligators. So what a low cost way to get rid of a fucking body, to just toss it into a swamp and let an alligator eat it. I'm not going to live in a world where I'm so naive or I stop believing that the Trump administration definitely would do shit like that, to where that just sounds like some wild, unbelievable thing that would never happen. Like, really think about the possibilities of what could take place at these deportation centers. It's the fact that concentration camps started off being called deportation centers, only to find out that they were in fact concentration camps. So when you see them say that there are all these deportation centers on American soil with more to come, you can't make up in your mind like, hey, that's a fucking concentration camp. As an American, I think we have enough shit history as is. I don't want to add an American Holocaust to that fucking list. But the fact that they are continuing to move forward with all of their plans and their agendas, and we see how unqualified Pete Hegseth and RFK Jr. and Kristi Noem and all of these other people are, as we see this continue without impeachment, without stopping, without anything. Mind you, Elon Musk, an unelected billionaire, ran through the entire federal government and never stood before Congress. It just seems like people have fucking forgotten about that because him and Trump are having a cat fight right now. So all of this wildly unconstitutional, un-American shit that's actually happening, all of this illegal shit that's actually happening, and the people that are doing it are telling you that they're only doing it because the presidents before them did illegal and un-American things. That is an extremist point of view. And ideally, what you would think is that in America, that they would say, hey, you have the freedom of speech. We've heard your perspective. We've heard your mindset. We've heard your ideology. And that falls in line with extremist views and extremist ideologies. So we are going to officially label MAGA as an extremist party. That is the common sense thing to do. And to me, that's somewhat outside of politics, because if the Democrats or the left or the liberals were just violating the Constitution, violating the law, saying that this is our vision for America, fuck what y'all got to say about it, fuck the rules in place, this is what we're going to do. If we need to overturn a Supreme Court ruling from 70 plus years ago so that this law doesn't apply anymore, we're going to fucking do it. If millions of people protest, we don't give a fuck, we're just going to call them un-American, and any political figures that oppose us, we're going to threaten them and try to intimidate them. If the left did that, and then America came out and said, hey, y'all are now going to be labeled officially as an extremist group, I would be okay with that too. This isn't a, I hate Donald Trump, I hate Republicans, I hate the right type shit. This is just purely, these are extremist views, extremist actions, extremist policies, extremist rhetoric. But we allow it and call it the federal government. No, it's extreme. I'll end it with this. I remember that video where Obama's speaking and somebody was yelling and interrupting his speech in the crowd, and they were basically saying, like, stop the deportations, like, save the immigrants, stuff like that. And they were saying, you're the president, just change it. You're the president, you can do it, you have the power. And I remember Obama stopped and he said, you have the freedom of speech. So by all means, you can interrupt, you know what I'm saying? Have respect. He definitely checked him on that, but he said, you have the freedom of speech, so we're going to honor that, okay? The character and the class of Obama, right? But then he took the time to say, I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I understand your concerns. But then he said, we live in this type of government, in this type of society, in this type of country where these processes are necessary to get things done. And I can't just be the president and try to strong arm my perspective, my things like that into the way. He took the time to say, one, I honor your freedom of speech, instead of just calling him all kinds of names like Donald Trump does when you don't kiss his ass. And then he said, yeah, I hear you, but I can't do that because I have to respect the system and the processes in place. That's a fucking president. That's a fucking man. That's somebody you can look up to. That's a fucking role model. That's somebody you can look down at your son and say, you see that man there? That's somebody you can take after and take notes from. You can't do that shit with Donald Trump. You don't want any fucking immigrants whatsoever to be in this country. You just want it to be a bunch of white, blonde hair, blue-eyed people that only get the best of the best that this country has to offer. Great. That's an extremist view. Shut the fuck up. It's not American values. Go on about your fucking day. That's what it is. But right now we have millions and millions and millions of Americans saying, oh, finally, somebody's in the Oval Office that's going to allow all of my hatred and inexplicable bullshit to become a reality. And the one thing that's going to piss me off and make me ask my cult leader questions is the fact that he told me there was an Epstein list, but now they're saying there's not an Epstein list. Like, do I really have to look in the mirror and just accept that America is not the country I thought it was? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Republicans are pussies. I won't even debate it at this point. Are you not embarrassed to be a Republican in 2025? Are you fucking kidding me? You're not like, you don't want to change that still? Really? You're okay with, okay, all right, sure, whatever. First and foremost, we're not giving them a pass. We're not doing the whole, oh, these were Republicans, that's MAGA, it's totally different. No. The Republican Party nominated Donald Trump to be the president, and he won the election somehow. Elon Musk rigged the election. Somehow he won the election, and now he's the president, okay, because of Elon Musk, okay? So we're not going to separate the two. MAGA is Republican, Republican is MAGA. Boom, okay? Two MAGA, two Republicans. Are you not embarrassed? I was born in 95, right? So the Bush administration, I was young, didn't really pay attention, okay? Started to kind of pay attention to things during Obama's time, and then boom, 2016 is realized I was old enough to look around, start to really get some shit, you know what I'm saying? And as I look around and I understand history and I look throughout things and things like that, I'm like, man, if I'm just looking at both political parties, Republicans, Democrats, and my definition of a pussy is somebody who fucking complains all the motherfucking time when they don't win. Yeah, Republicans some pussies, man. Every time they don't win an election or everybody doesn't bend the knee and bow down and is unquestionably loyal to them, every type of bullshit. They got all these fucking tricks and complaints and shit as to why they lost. You cannot say I am a patriot, I am an American, I respect the systems in place, and then bitch every time you don't fucking win. That's some weird fucking shit. Right now, they're trying to gerrymander some districts in Texas because they know they're fucked for the midterms. I think we're approaching a 60-40 split. 60% against Donald Trump, 40% still with him somehow. Mind you, the popular vote was damn near 50-50. That's why they're constantly saying, this is what the American people want. This is what the American people want. Because they have to say it repeatedly so that you hear it so many times that you forget that it's a lie. Have you ever heard the phrase, lied so much I've started to believe it? They tell you lie after lie after lie after lie after lie to hope that you believe it. Pay attention, okay? They don't just repeat these things for shits and giggles. They want you to hear it so many times that you believe it. But keep in mind that popular vote was damn near 50-50. And recent polls show that he is one of the most unpopular presidents this far into his presidency in American history. Mind you, what are we, 7 months in now? Okay? Back to the point. Republicans are pussies. Why? I am confident in saying that the 2026 midterms will get a lot of these motherfuckers out of here, right? And they know that. They feel that coming. So rather than, I don't know, doing something that the people would support, so they vote for you, they say, oh no, we got to gerrymander and redraw district lines, and Donald Trump is talking about taking over DC. We could run DC so beautifully, so good. I could do it. We'll look at. But then when these motherfuckers lose, it's either corrupt judges, corrupt system, fake voters. It is the most pitiful shit across the board. And every time you talk to a Republican, this is also why I think Republicans are just ginormous pussies, right? It's always owning the libs. It's like some odd like fetish for them. Gotta own the libs. Fuck the Dems. Gotta own the, like that's, I've never heard that rhetoric from the other side. Just because I think Republicans are raging pussies doesn't automatically make me a Democrat. I don't readily agree with all the shit they do either. But when I'm looking at both sides, I hear a lot more bitching and complaining from this side and just this odd affinity for violence. I'm just waiting for the libs to spark. Bitch, I have bills due. I'm not worried about, like, what are you talking? I've just never heard the libs. I've never heard, now I'm talking like them. I've just never heard liberals, leftists, Democrats, whatever you call it. I've never heard them be like, oh, hell yeah. Biden won, stuck it to the Rams. Fuck yeah. I've never heard that. I'm shit you not. I've never heard that. Republicans are also evil because I see Republicans at their maddest and they're most pissed off when everybody's benefiting. They are only happy when the people they select are benefiting. But when the majority of people are benefiting, which is on par with, I don't know, the characteristics of a country people would be proud to live in, when the majority of people are benefiting from, I don't know, being on fucking Medicaid, now it's, oh no, we gotta make sure you come here and strip all this shit down, make sure it's all. I think that's where the fucking divide comes from. What the fuck do you mean? I don't want to hear anything about fucking, well, there's a lot of fraud in Medicaid and we gotta get that money because we don't need that money. America does not need that motherfucking money. It's a whole lot of billionaires around this bitch. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about the motherfucking debt that America is in. Jeff Bezos' wedding just cost how the fuck much? And the person that didn't win the election was talking about taxing them more, but the person in power right now wants to tax them less. And that same administration wants to bitch and moan to us, middle class America, about them not having enough money. I'm sick and tired of the fucking conversation. It was not Medicaid that was hurting them niggas' pockets and making financial things impossible. They took away people's health care to make themselves and their rich-ass friends more rich. And your good old Republican, if people don't support that and vote for that and they vote out Republicans in the 2026 midterms, watch what that orange fucker is gonna do. Watch what that orange bastard is gonna do. And that's on par. That's right on fucking par with Republicans. It can't ever be, oh wow. I live in a country that has a two-party system, a democratic system, processes, systems, rules, guidelines, and when those things don't go in my favor, I'm gonna let the other guy win. To anybody that's played sports, yeah, you're pissed off, you fucking lost. You tried to win. God forbid the other team knows how to talk shit. Not only did you lose, but them niggas on your ass right now. You know what I'm saying? That's some annoying shit. You know what I'm saying? But the correct thing to do, the mature thing to do, the sportsman-like thing to do, suck it the fuck up, shake their hand, try better next time. Never a Republican. Never a Republican. So to conclude, Republicans are fucking pussies. Un-American. You don't get to talk shit and make false allegations and demonize every other political opponent. You talk shit about their family members, their kids, their acquaintances, their communities. You talk shit about everybody that doesn't agree with you. Instead of just being like, I disagree. Let's put it up to vote as we do in this country. May the best man win. You can never do that. It always has to be attack, 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 attack. And then when you lose, confirming that you aren't God's chosen gift to America's people. Now it's, oh, we got to redraw these districts and people are out of control and it must be the immigrants and all this other bullshit. No, nobody likes your mindset or your actions or your perspective. I just watched RFK Jr. say we have to get rid of the experts and stop listening to the experts. Who the fuck am I going to listen to if I'm not listening to the fucking medical experts, bitch? You want me to go ask the fucking crackhead in the middle of Dallas why I have heart palpitations, bitch? No, I want to go to my fucking heart doctor. What do we... Republicans are pussies. Thank you for listening.
This is all I got from this video, and you all can see everything that is going on today at this point in time is what they voted for. If they tell you this wasn't what they voted for or what they planned, you absolutely know they are lying. This is absolutely what they voted for, and it is happening now. I saw so many videos. You all know that they were blaming black people for the flood, because I just do not understand how black people all of a sudden became their problem. But that is aside. For everybody supporting this administration, because as you see people, young able bodies, right, people that say they are Christians, you know, supporting this administration and everything going on. The worst part is that I saw Governor Hotwell, right? They were asking him, what do you have to say about what is going on in Texas? Guess what he said? He said that the other people are always looking for a way to blame them, which other people, that people lost lives. Lives were lost. And you all defunded literally everything and still defunding. Hot Wheel was on his Hot Wheel saying all this rubbish that everybody wants to blame them. Like it's like a game of soccer. Some people will lose, some people will win. So it means this man is using people's life as you might win, you might lose, when they were supposed to do the right thing. If FEMA and all, see, sometimes I just do not understand how this administration, but okay. But on a serious note, I don't know what people saw in this particular administration that they knew was going. Okay, I think they knew he might do something, but it wasn't going to affect them. It's not going to harm them, right? Because see, I am sorry that I am going this far, but the people that lost their children, wives, husband, and all, majority of them voted for him. But I do not want to make it political, but everything is political, right? They all voted. I just don't know how they will sit down and swallow the fact that they voted for this man. But what do you want me to say? The other video that I brought here about a man who was asked if this man, I mean, like, give your daughter a grape, right? Would you forgive him? They don't want to say, yes, it's hard, but I will forgive, and still support his administration. So they will still support the administration. You think because they are going through this, we make them not to see? They would rather go through it and then make sure that people that look like you are not on it, on that scene. That is to tell you how red to the seas these people are. I said what I said. I am not missing words. I said what I said. There are, see, sometimes, I don't know. The other day, I was talking with one of my friends. She's American citizen. And I was like, man, I know Africans are corrupt, right? The only thing that I am so mad about them is the fact that they do not give us the best social amenities that we ask. Excuse me. And also the fact that they let Westerners come and take our natural resources. But man, I am not going to lie to you. Western world are so corrupt. I said what I said. I said what I said. Why? Because I have experienced both politics. They are so corrupt. America is so corrupt. Those days, I remember them calling Africa, as they said, okay, yeah. Okay, this is also more like returning energy. They said Nigeria is so corrupt in how many years ago? And Mr. Farhan, I can't pronounce his name. I'm trying to Mr. Farhan, I think that is his name. Please do not judge me on that. Told them, how many years is Nigeria that you are comparing Nigeria to United States? Right? How many years? He said, I was in Nigeria. What did you go to Nigeria to do at first? You probably went to speak with the government to see how you guys are going to lift some crude oils and all that. Or look for places where they have golds and destabilize them. Make them run away from their city and you all come and mine them. One thing is that they have the same way that they operate. Sorry that I am but I have to bring all of them. They operate in the same way. They operate in the same way. The same way they operate in others, the same way they also operate. It is when you are smart that you are able to. The Nigerian government and every other African country really do need to wake up. I am not going to. Americans' political system is so bad. Very bad. I am going to draw the curtain here. Bye for now.